I'm sharing my screen. Let me know, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so let us start now. In the last class, we have started with the numerical solution to the differential equation, in which we have considered the Taylor series method, right? In which the y is in general approximated as the initial point, and then afterwards the terms containing h. So this we can say this is an increment we are taking to the previously iterated value. Means if I talk about y1 of x, then it is in terms of y0 the entire expression will be given. So y0 plus some increment we are considering. As if you remember, starting from x0 to x1 and so on. So in the x0 we are taking the increment step size h so that we can reach to the point x1. So similar to in general xn is x0 plus n h, or you can consider it as xn minus 1 plus h, right? So this is what the previous iterated value plus some increment. So similar to that, in the corresponding y values also, the previously iterated value and some increment we are going to consider in each and every method. So that is what for the Taylor's method. Then we have considered the Euler's method, in which the general formula is given by yn plus 1 is equal to yn plus h times function at xn and yn. So this is also one kind of increment. Suppose I say this is delta y, right? It may be positive, it may be negative, but that will be added to the previously iterated value. So that is what we have seen in the Euler's method, for which this curve, which is the solution we have assumed y of x, that is the solution we have assumed for this given problem, which is initial value problem, dy by dx is equal to f of xy together with the initial condition, this one. Then this curve is approximated by the sequence of tangents to the curve. That is what we have seen, and that is the drawback of this method, that it will not give you the exact answer. But compared to the Taylor's method, here we don't need to compute these derivatives, right? So that is what the benefit we are having. Further, you can modify this particular method so that you can get the accurate answer, that is called the modified Euler's method. But we are not going to see that method because it is not in your syllabus. But its advanced version are Runge-Kutta method. So that is what the last topic we are going to see. So first let me finish the examples based on this method, left which we have left to cover in the last class. Okay, the first example I have considered, which is linear differential equation. We have actually seen its solution via analytical method in the Taylor's expansion as well. So let me start with this today. In this you have to remember that yn plus 1 is given by yn plus step size h into function at xn and yn, right? So let me start with this example. So I will write it over here. Yeah, so this is what the Euler's method we have considered in the last class. And this is what the example was. Okay, so example is solve the initial value problem IVP, which is dy by dx is equal to x into square root of y. And initial condition we are given at x is equal to 1, y value is also 1, right? So y of 1 is 1, and hence find y at 1.5 by taking h is equal to 0.1 by Euler's method, right? So let us start with the solution. So first we will list out the things which we are given. So first of all, what is the given quantity? That is dy by dx is equal to x square root of y. So when you compare it with the standard one, this is nothing but the function you are given. Dy by dx is equal to f of xy, this one, right? So our function here is x into square root of y. Then what is the initial point we are given? X0, that is 1. At this point, corresponding y value, we will denote it with y0, so it is also 1. And we are asked to find out y at 1.5, right? This is what the question, and h is equal to 0.1 we have to take. So initial point is 1 we are given. We have to consider step size 0.1 and we have to reach to the point 1.5, and at that point we have to evaluate the value of y, right? So for that one we will consider the how many number of iterations we have to consider. So here you can write xn, that is the point where we want to reach. So xn we are given is 1.5, where the function value is asked. So from this one you can determine the number of iterations, so which is given by actually xn minus x0 is, or let me write the standard form so that you can remember it. So what is xn? Xn we have considered as x0 plus nh. So from this one I can write n as xn minus x0 upon h, right? So xn is 1.5 minus 1 upon h we are given is 0.1. So what is the 0.5 upon 0.1? So 5. So total iterations we have to consider is 5 over here. So y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 compute karenge, at that time it will give you this one, right? So let me write these exercise values also. So x0 is 1. So what will be x1? What will be x1? 1.1. Very good. What about x2? 1.2. Yes, very good. X3 will be 1.3 and x4 will be 1.4 and x5 will be 1.5, at which we want the value, right? But we will need up to x4, because when you compute this by 5, at that time it will depending on the quantities, by it will be in terms of y4 and x4, right? So this is what I have written over here. This is the last value which we require. So let us now consider the formula. So by Euler's method, the formula is yn plus 1 is equal to yn plus h f at xn yn, where n is running from 0, 1, 2 and so on, right? So therefore I can write first approximation we will consider y1. That means by notation it is y at x1. That means it is y at 1.1. x1 we have considered over here, which is 1.1. So by the formula it will be y0 plus h f at x0 y0, right? So what is y0 we are given? So we have written it over here. Y0 is 1. So it is 1 plus step size we are given is 0.1 h, and f at x0 y0. So f is nothing but, what is f? It is x into square root of y. So f at x0 y0 will be x0 into square root of y0. So I will directly substitute it. So it is x0 into square root of y0. So this is 1 plus 0.1. x0 we are given 1. Square root of y0 is also 1. x0 and y0 both are 1. You can see to it. And therefore square root of 1 is also 1. So this is nothing but 1.1. So this is the first iterated value. y1 means it is y at 1.1. Right. Next we have to consider the second approximation y2. So that is y at x2 means y at 1.2. So by the formula what it will be? So in this expression we have to substitute n is equal to 1. So y1 plus h f at x1 and y1, right? Let me write it. 1 second. Yes. So what it will be? So y1 we have evaluated, which is 1.1 plus h, which is 0.1, and f will be x1 into square root of y1. So it is 1.1 plus 0.1. x1 is nothing but 1.1 and y1 means it is square root of 1.1. Evaluate it and let me know the answer.
1.21.
2154 it will be, right? So
Yes.
this is what the second approximation, right? From this one, now third approximation will be considered as y at x3, that is y at 1.3. So by the formula it will be y2 plus h f at x2 y2. So it will be y2 means which value? The value we are having computed, that is this one 2154 plus 0.1 as h, और f of x2 y2 यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा? What it will be?
I'm 1.2 into root of 1.2.
1.2 into square root of y2 means it is 1.2154. Actually it will be x2 into square root of y2. So x2 is 1.2 and the iterated value we have to take it in the square root. So tell me the corresponding value.
1.3477.
1.3477, the correct answer. Very good. So y3, that is y at 1.3 we have, right? So this is what the y3. Then y4, that is y at x4, that is y at 1.4. Will you evaluate it and let me know the answer?
One point 4986.
1.4986, correct value, right? So it will be actually x3. x3 is nothing but we have considered 1.3 and square root of 1.3477 means it will be this one. And y5, y at x4. So now y at x5, that is y at 1.5, the required value. What is the answer? One point.
1.6701.
Yes, 1.6701, right? So that is what the required value. Here, if you see the problem, this is variable separable form, means you can consider dy upon square root of y is equal to x dx. So you can solve it analytically by integrating both the sides, and by substituting the initial value, initial condition, you will get the corresponding value of c. And in that particular solution, when you substitute x is equal to 1.5, you will get the nearer answer 1.6701, right? So that is how you can check the your numerical solution with the analytical solution, right? One more example based on this one we will consider. Any question to any student?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Yes, Akshat.
Ma'am, in this method, is this analytical solution compulsory, or if it is mentioned, then only we have to perform in the
If
exam?
it is asked in the exam, then only you have to compare. Otherwise, directly see in this example, see solve IVT and hence find this one by taking Euler's method. So here you are not asked to compare it with the analysis. Just I have given you this information if it is asked, then you have to compare. Otherwise, don't no need to compare it with the analysis. It's fine.
Yes, ma'am. Some noise is coming from your.
Actually, I am getting it from your.
No, from somewhere else it is coming.
Yeah, it is. I don't know which student. Tanish, please mute yourself. Yeah. Okay, so let us consider this one. So given we are having this initial value problem as dy by dx is equal to y minus x, y plus x. Initial condition x0 point we are given 0, y0 is 1 and we are asked to find out it at point 1 in 5 steps. So here you can see here we are given h point 1 but we are not given the number of iterations that we have determined from the formula. So here we are given 5 steps means n is equal to 5 is given. So we have to consider here from the formula what will be the step size. So that is what the difference in this example. So let me consider it first. So it is solve dy by dx is equal to y minus x upon y plus x. Y of 0 is 1 and find solve this one at y, just wait, solve this expression at x is equal to 0.1 in 5 steps, right? So what are the given quantities that will first list out? So dy by dx you can write here given. So that is y minus x upon y plus x. So this is nothing but the function. X0 is 0, the initial point, corresponding value that is y0, 1. We are asked to find out y at point 1. That is what the question is, and n is equal to 5 also we are given. So let us consider now the formula. So we know that to consider the step size, xn is equal to x0 plus nh. This is what we have considered. So implies h is equal to xn minus x0 upon n. So what is xn here?
0.1.
0.1 means the point at which we want to evaluate the y value. So it is 0.1. Initial value is 0 and we are asked to compute it in 5 steps. So n is equal to 5. So h is nothing but 0.02. So once we get h, we can compute x1, x2 and so on to reach 0.1. So x0 is 0. x1 will be 0 plus 0.02. x2 will be 0.04, x3 will be 0.06, x4 will be 0.08 and just wait, let me, and x5 will be 0.1, right? So let us quickly evaluate all these quantities. So I will write here by Euler's method, yn plus 1 is equal to yn plus h f at xn yn, right? So from here we will first compute the first approximation y1, that is y0 plus h f at x0 y0. So y0 we are given here 1. So 1 plus h we have decided 0.02. Function we are given is y plus minus x upon y plus x. So y0 which is 1 minus x0 I am directly writing, and y0 plus x0, right? So compute it and let me know the answer. Here you can see this is 1, so it is 1.02. Directly you can give the answer. Let us compute y2. y2 means y at x2. It means y at x2 is 0.04. So it is by the formula y1 plus h f of x1 y1. So it is y1 is 1.02, h is 0.02. F at x1 y1 means here y1, that is 1.02 minus x1. So it is 0.02 upon the sum of this quantity. Evaluate it and let me know the answer.
1.04 around means it's 1.039.
Yes, 1.0392 is the corresponding answer. So let us see now. Y3 means it is y at 0.06. So by the formula it will be y2 plus h f at x2 y2, right? So it is y2 means it is 1.0392 plus h, which is 0.02, and function is, remember function I am considering those who have a doubt. This is y minus x upon y plus x, means in this case it will be y2 minus x2 upon y2 plus x2, right? So y2 means it is 1.0392, last iterated value. X2 means it is, we have written it over here 0.0604. So minus 0.04 और डिनोमिनेटर में इन दोनों का एडिशन, दैट इज 1.0392 प्लस 0.04. Evaluate it.
One point zero five seven seven.
Yes, correct one. So here y4 means y at x4. x4 is 0.08. So 1.0577, that is y3. H, that is 0.02. F of x3 y3 means x3 y3 minus x3 upon y3 plus x3. So y3 is 1.0577 minus x3. x3 means this value. So it is 0.06 upon addition of this. So what it will be?
$1.0755.
56 it will be.
Yes,
5
five
है या
six.
6 है?
1.075552.
5552 55552.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So next one y5, that is y at 0.1. So it is Y4 means 1.0756 plus this one plus H, that is 0.02 into 1.0756 minus X4 upon 1.0756 plus X4, that is 0.08. So
1.0928.
1.09.
1.093.
Yes, that is the correct value and which is the required value. So 1.0928, right? That is what the asked value. You can see we are asked to find out y at 0.1. So here we have reached the point y at 0.1, which is 1.0928, right? Here it is not asked, but this, if you solve, this is of the kind m dx plus n dy, and non-exact case it will follow. Exact differential equation, and after that it is non-exact differential equation we can consider. So it will fall in the category one of the cases where you make the non-exact differential equation as exact differential equation by multiplying it with the integrating factor. This you have studied in your last year, right, in mathematics 2. So here that is the example. So we have considered here h is given, here h is given, iterations are not given, here n is given, but h is not given, so that you can find out from the formula xn is equal to x0 plus nh, how we are approaching the corresponding x values. So let me know, these three examples are sufficient enough to consider this method, or I need to consider more examples based on this method. Please raise your hand if you are agree these three examples are sufficient enough. It is totally based on the formula, so you have to just, if you understand once this method clearly, all these examples will be done. Just you have to see to at which initial point we are given, at which point you have to reach. So from that one you can consider the number of iterations as well as the step size, right? Okay, so that's all for this method, Euler's method. So now we are going to consider the last topic, that is Runge-Kutta method of second order and fourth order. Why they are called the second order and fourth order, that I will let you know after the completion of the method. So let me see. This is what the exercise corresponds to Euler's method, right? You can take a screenshot of it for your reference. I am going to share this file after completion of this RK method. Okay. So you can take a screenshot of this for your reference. And now let me consider this second order Runge-Kutta method first. Runge-Kutta method is actually called RK method also. R initial letters by considering. It is two methods are there, second order and fourth order. Hume's, it is also called the Hume's method, right? So basically we are going to consider the directly the formula, because in this case to consider the theory part it will become a very tedious. So in each and every case, whenever RK methods we are going to do, directly we give the formula, right? So what is the formula for RK method? Let me show you. So of course right now we will consider second order. So we are given the initial value problem, dy by dx is equal to some function of x and y, right? And initial point we are given x0 and y0, that means y at y of f of y of x0 is y0. So if you remember, we have considered the as I have explained you, by considering the Taylor's expansion here, we have considered the last initial approximation plus some increment in y, which is by Taylor's method, it is in terms of h, it is this expression. After that, in Euler's method also, the initial approximation or the last iterated approximation plus some increment in y, so that we can reach the corresponding y values as we reach to the x values by considering that step size. So here, after having the computations and calculations when they have applied, I am talking about the Runge and Kutta was the mathematician. So they have applied these method to several examples, and then they came to know that using this formula, they are able to get the more approximation compared to the previous values, that previous methods, that is the Euler's method, Taylor's method, modified Euler's method. So then they have derived this formula. So in the similar manner, when x is approaching the step size h, the corresponding values are increased, means x0 is given, if you add h to it, you will get x1. Again, if you add h, you will get x2. Similar to that, when y0 is given, if you add some increment to that, you will get y1. Then to y1, again you compute the increment delta y, you will get y2 and so on. But the question is, what is this increment delta y? Increment means I am saying that it is small change in y. So it may be positive, it may be negative, right? So let us consider this increment y. So here, if first I will compute this k1. So what is k1? K1 is nothing but the increment we have considered in the Euler's method, right? So what is it? It is h into f at xn and yn. Then you compute another quantity k2. So k2 will be nothing but h into f, but now instead of xn, let us consider it to h, and yn will be nothing but yn plus the thing you have computed in the last computation, that is k1, right? So h into f, function value at xn plus h and yn plus k1, ये इंक्रीमेंट जो आपने लिया वो. इसके बाद consider delta y as average value of this two, means k1 plus k2 by 2, right? So in that case, the newly iterated value yn plus 1, in general suppose y0 is given, तो y0 में मैं delta y ले लूंगी, तो it will give you y1. Then y1 plus again y1 compute कर लिया, तो you will have x1 and y1 values. So again you compute this k1, k2 at x1, y1. You will again get the increment delta y, called it as the second approximation and so on. So in general, yn plus 1 is yn plus delta y, where delta y is given by these expression where k1 and k2. So since here we have considered in the formula two methods actually. This is from the Euler's method, and in the modified Euler's method, this is what was taken. So therefore we can say this is Runge-Kutta method of second order. Second order means there are two quantities we need to compute the increment. So that's why it is called the second order. So when we consider fourth order, we'll have the quantities k1, k2, k3 and k4. Four quantities are there. There is actually third order Runge-Kutta method as well, but we will not consider it because fourth order is more convenient as well as more accurately give the answers. So that's why third order we are not going to consider, right? Actually, Euler's method itself is called the first order Runge-Kutta method, because see here, k1 we have considered as just h into f of xn plus xn into yn. So when I compute yn, y0, y1 first, so what it will be? So y0 plus delta y, और delta y जो होगा फर्स्ट ऑर्डर होगा, that is just k1. तो k1 ले लिया है, तो उस केस में it is y0 plus h f at x0 y0. So this is nothing but the Euler's method only. So first order Runge-Kutta method is just the Euler's method. Second order means we have to consider these two k1, k2 computation, and taking average of it, it will be increment in y, and that we have to add to the preceding approximation, right? And in the fourth order, we will see there will be 4 terms k1, k2, k3 and k4 will be involved. So what are these 4 components? So in that case, I am talking about now RK method fourth order, right? RK method fourth order. So what is it actually? So for that one, this formula will remain same. x0 plus nh जब भी आप लेते हो, where n is varying from 1 to and so on. So you will reach to the point x1, x2, x3 and so on. Corresponding y values will be computed as yn plus 1 is equal to yn plus delta y, where what is this delta y? To compute this delta y, we have to consider first k1. K1 means it is same as Euler's computation, which is h into f of x and yn. K2 will be nothing but h, f. Now instead of h, we will consider h by 2, and yn, to yn we will add k1 by 2. Similar to that, k3 will be considered as h into f, xn plus h by 2. X component will remain same, but y component will be previously iterated value, that is k2 by 2, and k4 is nothing but f, h into f, at which point? So xn plus h, yn plus last iterated value k3. तो हम जो 1 by 1 इटरेशंस ऑयलर्स मेथड में लेते थे, उसकी जगह यही इटरेशंस हमने सारे k1, k2, k3, k4 में कंसीडर कर लिए, एंड फाइनली डेल्टा y इज नथिंग बट 1 by 6 k1 plus 2k2 plus 2k3 plus k4. So this is what you have to remember, that k1, k2, k3, k4 are given by these formula, and finally increment is given by 1 by 6. Coefficient of k1, k2, k3, k4 as 1, 2, 2, 1. Remember in that sense, 1, 2, 2, 1. These are the coefficients of ki's, k1, k2, k3 and k4. याद कैसे रखना है? k1 में तो xn और yn, k4 में it will be xn plus h, yn plus k3. And for the intermediate two computations, we have to consider h by 2, k1 by 2, k2 by 2. So since these 4 quantities are involved in the method, this is called the Runge-Kutta method of fourth order, right? This is called the Runge-Kutta method of second order. So here you can see h into f of xn yn directly k1, और फिर उसकी जगह xn plus h और yn plus k1 लेना है k2 को. So this is what the RK method of second order and fourth order. Let me show you. So here it is written, k1 k2 पहले compute करो, delta y compute करो next step में, and then finally add it to yn. You will get the new approximation. Similarly, to compute it with the fourth order Runge-Kutta method, compute k1, k2, k3 and k4, which is at x, function value will be at xn, yn, then xn plus h by 2, yn plus k1 by 2. Similarly, this new approximation will be, instead of k1, you have to consider k2. K4 will be xn f at xn plus h, yn plus k3, and finally increment is given by this one. Add it to the previously iterated value, you will get new approximation of y. So that is what the RK method of second order and fourth order. Let me know, is it clear to everyone? Please raise your hand. Very good. Okay, so let me start with the example, right? Then so that your idea about this methods gets clear. So the example is here. We are given that y is equal to 1.3 when x is equal to 1. So this is what the initial condition we are given. So at x is equal to 1, corresponding y value is 1.3. With this one, dy by dx we are given as 3x plus y. Use second order Runge-Kutta method to approximate y when x is equal to 1.2. Use a step size of 0.1. So all the quantities together with h we are given. So let us quickly write down the quantities we are given. So I will first write the example that solve. I will shortly write it as solve dy by dx is equal to 3x plus y. Y at 1 we are given 1.3 and we are asked to use second order Runge-Kutta method or Huon's method to approximate y at 1.2. This is what the asked value, and h we are asked to take 0.1. Okay, so let us given quantities we will write first. So dy by dx is equal to, by standard notation it is f of xy, which is 3x plus y we are given. X0 we are given 1, y0 corresponding y value which is 1.3, h is equal to 0.1 and xn is 1.2, and we are asked to find out y at 1.2, right? Okay, so first of all, how many number of iterations we have to consider? Two, right? वन आपको इनिशियल पॉइंट दिया हुआ है, h.1 दिया हुआ है, ये 1 है. h.1 पहली बार जब लोगे तो you will reach 1.1. h we are given 0.1, so you will reach 1.1, and again when you consider the same step size you will reach 1.2. so total number of iterations are 2. You can see from this figure, as well as you can apply this formula as well. So n is equal to xn minus x0 upon h, which is xn we are having 1.2 minus 1 upon 0.1. So you can see it will be 0.2 upon 0.1, so it is 2. So दो बार आपको increments consider करने पड़ेंगे k1 and k2, right? तो let us see. तो by RK method of second order, पहले I will advise you in the beginning of the example solution you write down the formula so that you can at least get the marks of the formula if you do some kind of mistakes in the computations, right? So what is the formula we are having? So k1 is nothing but h f at xn yn. What is k2? So it is h f at xn plus h yn plus k1. Delta y is nothing but average value of these two, that is 1 by 2 k1 plus k2, and yn will be yn plus 1, rather it will be yn plus delta y. All these quantities are from 0, 1, 2 and so on, right? So let us compute the first iteration, so in which we have to consider n is equal to 0. So k1 will be what? h f at x0 y0. So what is h we have considered? You can see here h we have considered as 0.1. F of xy is 3x plus y, right? So h means it is 0.1, 3 x0 plus y0. So it is 0.1 into 3. What is x0 we are given? That is 1, and y0 we are given 1.3. So it is 1 plus 1.3. Compute it. What it will be?
0.43.
Yes, 0.43. Similarly, you can compute k2, which is h f at x0 plus h, means x1. x0 plus h is nothing but x1, and y0 plus k1. So it is, what is x0 plus h? x1. x1 means I have not written it over here. From this one you can write x1 is x0 plus h. x0 is 1.1, so it is 1.1. x2 means it is 1.2. I have drawn it over here. So f h into f at 1.1. Let me write the entire quantities, comma y0 is 1.3 we are given, you can see here. So 1.3 plus k1 is last iterated value, this one. So it is 0.1. Function is this will become now 1.1, and what is this? 1.73. So function we are given 3x plus y, means I have to substitute x coordinate as 1.1, y coordinate as 1.73. So it will be 3 into 1.1 plus 1.73. Compute it.
0.503.
Yes, 0.503. तो next आपको क्या करना है? Therefore, delta y is equal to average value of this one, that is k1 plus k2 by 2, that is 1.1 by 2, 0.43 plus 0.503 divided by 2. What it will be?
0.4665.
Yes, 4665. So ये increment मिल गया, तो now you are able to write down the new approximation of y. We will denote it with y1. So y1 is y0 plus delta y. y0 we are given 1.3 and delta y we are given 0.4665. So if you compute it, you will have 1.7665 as the first approximation. Let us compute now second approximation. So iteration 2. इटरेशन 2 के लिए हमें कौन कौन सी वैल्यूज चाहिए? तो एक तो x1 चाहिए, y1 चाहिए और n चाहिए. तो इन दिस केस n इज इक्वल टू 1, राइट. यहाँ पर ये जो सारी वैल्यूज आप कंप्यूट करोगे वो कहाँ पर करोगे? टू कंप्यूट इट एट x1 y1. So n is equal to 1 here. We will require x1 also. x1 is 1.1. y1, that is the last iterated value, 1.7665, and h is 0.1 again. So in that case, k1, therefore k1 is equal to, by the formula, h into f at x1 y1, h is 0.1, function is 3x plus y, right? So it is 3 into x is 1.1 plus y1, which is 1.7665. So what it will be?
0.5066.
5067 or 66?
67.
67. Very good. K2, तो K2 का फॉर्मूला क्या हो जाएगा? तो it is h f x1 plus h y1 plus k1. So it is 0.1. x1 plus h means it is 1.1. Let me write 1.1 plus 0.1, and y1 means it is 1.7665 plus k1, which is 5067. So it is nothing but 0.1 into this one will be now 1.2, and what about this one? Is it 2.2732?
Yes, ma'am. It's 2.2732.
Very good. So now f at 1.2 comma 2 2.2732. So that is nothing but 0.1 into function is 3x plus y. So 3 into x coordinate, which is 1.2 plus y coordinate. So 2.2732. So what is the computed value over here?
0.5873.
0.5873 correct value. I am computing it over here finally because this is the last slide. Or let me consider another one. Just wait, I am opening. Okay, here. K1 is 0.5067. K1 0.5067. K2, which is 0.5873. So now, therefore, we will compute the increment in y, which is 1 by 2 k1 plus k2. So this is 1 by 2 0.5067 plus 0.5873. So what is this increment?
0.547.
Yes, 0.547. Actually, so therefore, y2. Previously, we have computed y1. So now the new approximation is y2. So it is y1 plus delta y. So y1 we have written at last. It is 1.7665. So 1.7665 plus this increment, that is 0.5470. So what it will be?
2.3135.
Yes, 2.3135. So therefore, y2 means y at x2. X2 is nothing but 1.2, which we got 2.3135. So this is what the answer we are asked, right? So compute y at 1.2, that is the asked question, and we have computed it, that it will be this one, right? So second order method from this example is clear to everyone or not? Please raise your hand. Very good. Okay, so we'll do these more examples tomorrow again at 8 o'clock, right? So I am concluding over here today's session. Tomorrow we are going to meet at 8 o'clock. Don't forget to remain present. For DevStar student, you have a regular class at 11 or 11:10. So do present over there also, in which we are going to consider Gauss elimination method, right? So now if you don't have a doubt, you can leave this meeting. Bye. Take care. Tomorrow I will discuss about, yeah, welcome Om Shri. Tomorrow I will discuss about the examination syllabus as well as one more component to it. Okay.
Ma'am, what's the examination date final?
It is
Tentative
first
you
day.
have.
It is
Okay, so
first day,
finally
but
it's
I
on.
will, Yeah, it is on the 1st May only, but I will confirm from your department that they don't have any of the session or any of the practical exam. Right now, there is no practical exam on 1st May, no?
Ma'am,
No, it's
CSPIT have
not
an
on
exam.
1st May, but actually we have 3rd, 4th May. So it is better if you take on 5th May or like that, because up till 4th May our practicals are on, not on 1st May, but so we have to read up for practicals.
Okay.
So if possible, then please take after 4th May.
Okay, let me talk to CSPIT students. हर्ष है यहाँ पर?
यस मैम।
हाँ हर्ष, बोलो तुम लोगों का स्टेटस क्या है?
मैम हमारी प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम 1 मई को कंप्लीट हो रही है।
1st May को कंप्लीट हो रही है। ओके, पिनाक, व्हाट अबाउट यू? योर क्लास?
मैम दोनों क्लास की साथ ही खत्म हो रही है।
साथ ही खत्म हो रही है ना?
हाँ।
ओके, तो 1st May को कितने बजे खत्म हो रही है हर्ष?
मैम 4:20 तक चलने वाली है एग्जाम तो।
Okay, fine. So I will talk to the exam coordinators of your respective departments, and I will try to postpone it to 5th May as per your convenience. It will be convenience to the CSPIT students.
ओके मैम, लेकिन अभी देखना पड़ेगा क्योंकि हमारे दूसरे सब्जेक्ट की एग्जाम भी अभी बाकी है।
Okay. Okay, I will talk to the respective department coordinators. Okay, and then I'll let you know.
और
If
मैम हमारे
responsible-
अभी जो आपके लेक्चर है 2
हाँ जी।
उसके बारे में, लाइक 82 का लेक्चर अभी आपका होने वाला है 9
No,
10
no, no.
को।
It is now taken. So tomorrow, tomorrow I will consider these examples on RK method. Your syllabus will be over. So right now you are free at these slots.
ओके मैम,
Okay.
थैंक यू।
Yeah, welcome. Any other question? If not, then you can please.